Previously on the Manga Log. The girl I was talking to went ahead and suggested a lot of slice of life series.
Read this.
I noticed the woman didn't seem to be interested in what the girl was recommending. Nothing wrong with slice of life, there were good recommendations. Hi everyone, this is myubae. Welcome back to another Manga Log video. Today is Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays. I used to always dress up for Halloween and did trick-or-treating with my friends. I don't remember a lot of the costumes I wore, well, except for the one time I dressed up as a bird. One year I went to this neighborhood and got a lot of candy. There was one house that I will not forget. The lady who lived there gave me toothpaste and applesauce. At that time, I thought she was weird, but looking back at it now, I think she wanted the trick-or-treaters to be healthy. Now, I don't trick-or-treat anymore. I dress up in cosplay during the week of Halloween and do photo shoots with my friends every year. We also go to our local mall and bookshop at Barnes & Noble. Well, except for this year, thanks to COVID. Anyway, here are the manga I read for Halloween. Starting with Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen is an adventure, supernatural, and dark fantasy series by Gege Akutami. It's about a high school kid named Yuji Itadori. He is extremely fit and naturally athletic. The school's track team wanted to recruit him, but instead he joined the occult research club. After visiting his grandpa one day, he met a sorcerer named Megumi Fushiguro. He told Yuji that he needs the cursed object in his school. Yuji told him that the cursed object is with the occult research club members. The club members unsealed the cursed object and found out that it was a finger. It is the cursed finger of the powerful cursed being Sukuna. The cursed finger attracted cursed creatures in Yuji's school. Yuji was unable to defeat the cursed beings because he did not have powers. He decided to eat the cursed finger to get the magical powers and protect Megumi and the occult research club members. I'm going to stop there because I don't want to give away more of the story. I read the first 3 volumes of Jujutsu Kaisen on the Shonen Jump app. I like the series so far. I will continue reading more volumes. Most of the characters introduced are likable. I want to know if Yuji will be able to obtain all the cursed objects of Sukuna and doesn't die while doing it. The main reason why I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen was because there was an anime for it. I watched the anime that's currently airing this fall season, and the anime covered most of the manga so far. The anime can be watched on Crunchyroll. The next series is Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man is a fantasy and horror manga by Tatsuki Fujimoto. The story is about a man named Denji and his pet chainsaw dog, Pachita. They hunted devils and did other tasks to earn money to pay off his father's debt to the Yakuza. One day, Denji was given another devil hunting job. Unfortunately, he was betrayed and killed on the job. Pachita revived Denji and he transformed and became Chainsaw Man. After taking down devils, Denji was recruited by a female devil hunter. What will happen to Denji next? I thought the first volume of Chainsaw Man was good. When I first heard about the series, I wasn't very interested in it. After watching a couple reviews about Chainsaw Man, I became a little curious about the story. Instead of buying the first volume, I read the chapters from volume 1 on the Shonen Jump app. I like Denji and his pet Pachita. I find Mikima mysterious. I feel like she's gonna do something big later. I just have a hunch that she might do something. Power's another female character. I don't know if I like her. I'm not gonna go into too much details because I don't want to spoil the story. I'll read the second and third volume when they come out to see if I want to continue reading the series. Between this and Jujutsu Kaisen, I think I prefer Jujutsu Kaisen. I find the story more interesting. Who knows, if I read ahead, maybe Chainsaw Man will be better. Here is Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul is a horror, dark fantasy, and supernatural series by Sui Ishida. The story is about a college kid named Ken Kaneki who goes to this coffee shop with his best friend Hide. One day, Kaneki saw a woman who he had a crush on at the coffee shop. Kaneki built the courage to ask the woman out, and she said yes. Her name is Rize Kamishiro. Kaneki and Rize went on a date. Unfortunately, this date went horribly wrong. Kaneki found out that Rize is a ghoul and she tried to eat him. After being attacked, he was badly injured. He had to have surgery. This surgery changes Kaneki's life. He turned into a half ghoul after the surgery. He learned that Rize's organs were placed in his body. With his newly transformed self, he struggles adjusting from meeting other ghouls, controlling his craving for human flesh, coexisting in the world of ghouls, and trying to be human at the same time. The first time I learned about Tokyo Ghoul was from one of my cousins when I visited them several years ago. My cousin showed me Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul. Both are good shows. Parasite is streaming on Crunchyroll. I don't remember if the first season of Tokyo Ghoul was on Crunchyroll years ago, but I know both seasons of Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re are on Funimation now. Anyway, I like the first season of Tokyo Ghoul. As for the second season, Tokyo Ghoul Route A, I heard the adaptation wasn't very good, so I decided to pick up the manga. I only picked up volumes 1 through 8. I wasn't able to read them until recently. I like what I read so far. I like most of the characters introduced. I like the story. I wonder where Kaneki will go after what happened in volume 8. I will definitely pick up more volumes to know what will happen next. Another manga I read is Happiness. Happiness is a supernatural manga by Shuzo Oshimi. The story is about a high school boy named Makoto Okazaki who did not have the most glamorous first year at high school. He was ordered to run to do things by his classmates. One night, he was attacked by a female vampire. After she bit Makoto, she offered him a choice: to die or become a vampire. Makoto replied by saying he wants to live, so the vampire lets him be. After the vampire attack, his body underwent a lot of changes, and so did his life in high school. The story reminded me of Tokyo Ghoul. Both main characters were attacked by a female supernatural being. In Tokyo Ghoul, the main character gets attacked by a ghoul, while in Happiness, the main character gets attacked by a vampire. The story in Happiness is different from Tokyo Ghoul. The vibe is just similar. I liked Happiness so far. I'm curious to see how Makoto adjusts to be a vampire. Will he meet the female vampire again? I will continue reading more volumes to find out. I also read both Tokyo Ghoul and Happiness together. Out of the two, I prefer Tokyo Ghoul because I found the story more interesting. Another vampire-related manga series I read is Survamp. Survamp is an action, comedy, and supernatural series by Strike Tanaka. The story is about a high school boy named Mahiro Shirota. He found a black cat and decided to bring him home. He named the cat Kuro. Surprisingly, he found out that Kuro was a vampire named Sleepy Ash. Some of the vampires in the story represent the 7 deadly sins. Kuro is one of the 7 deadly sins vampires. He represented sloth. One day, Mahiro and his friends were attacked by a vampire. Mahiro gave Kuro his blood to fight off the vampire. Kuro became Mahiro's Survamp. Survamps is short for servant vampires. After this incident, they met Tsubaki, who is another vampire representing melancholy. Tsubaki wants to start a war, and Mahiro and Kuro will try to stop him. I learned about Survamp from a friend, and I thought I'd give it a try because I thought it was interesting. I read through the first 3 volumes, and I'll say that I will continue reading more of it. I think meeting the other Survamps and their Eves was interesting. Finally, here's Uzumaki. Uzumaki is a horror manga written by Junji Ito. The story is about the people who live in a town called Kurusacho. The people in Kurusacho are haunted by a curse that involves spirals. The main characters Kiri Goshima and her boyfriend Shuichi Saito notice these mysterious spirals appearing in their town. The story focuses on their experience on how the spiral curse affects the people close to them and how they handle the curse. Uzumaki is the first Junji Ito manga I've ever read. I found out about this manga after watching Joey the Anime Man's horror manga video. I thought it was good. I read this in one sitting. I didn't get scared by the story. I was more creeped out by what I saw in the book. I always catch myself saying, "Yikes," every time I see a shocking image. The artwork in the manga is really good and memorable. I found some of the chapters memorable, like the Spiral Obsession Part 1, Jack in the Box, the Snail, and the Umbilical Cord chapter. The ending was different from what I expected. I had mixed feelings about it. I'm not gonna spoil it. If you're looking for a Junji Ito book to read or you're new to Junji Ito, I recommend reading this. Now I want to briefly talk about the upcoming anime. There was talk that Uzumaki was going to air on Toonami this year. Recently, they announced that the release of the 4-episode anime would be delayed or pushed back to 2021. I'm not disappointed by that news. It'll give more time for people to read the manga before watching the anime. I bought the manga because I want to watch the anime and I'm curious on how they're going to adapt it. It'll be something to look forward to. Here are a couple fun facts about the Uzumaki anime. The anime will be black and white like the manga. The music is by Colin Stetson. Colin Stetson is a composer who did music for the video game Red Dead Redemption 2 and the horror movie Hereditary. I've never played Red Dead Redemption 2, but I have seen Hereditary. I like the movie. I think it's cool that Colin Stetson is composing music for an anime. And that concludes my manga log. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!